Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk, a little series on LastofAvari's channel where I'm talking about some news topics and my opinions on it. It's not really being produced quite often, but sometimes I just want to share my opinion, and of course this time we will talk about independent developers and studios being acquired by large companies, and this time it's Microsoft. Of course, that's not their first acquisition of this type, and sometimes in the past it was turning out to be quite not exactly amazing, but with some changes in Microsoft's top management. Of course, now Satya Nadella is the main guy there, if I'm not mistaken, and some of their practices were changed and adjusted. So, for example, they acquired in 2014 Mojang, say whatever you like it, for $2.5 billion, which is quite a nice chunk for a company that is basically just making Minecraft and few other things, but mainly Minecraft. And it wasn't turning out badly for them and for Minecraft community, because actually Mojang was able to get some independence from Microsoft, and for the most part it is kinda nice. Minecraft didn't die out, it's still on PC, and of course we have these advancements and updates which are still free, and you're still receiving quite some good value for your money that you originally invested into the game, which is like $27 or so, I believe. I don't remember the price in euros, but yeah, you don't have to pay for anything except for the basic game, so maybe it will turn out better than if some company would have been acquired by, for example, EA or Take-Two or Bethesda. So yeah. This year they made some acquisitions, and earlier, I think in June, they announced their control over Ninja Theory, which is, of course, lately they are known for quite an amazing game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And of course they are making also, or maybe it's already released, VR experience, and it is quite a deep game which I've seen on YouTube. I haven't played it personally, but yeah, the story, the characters and everything else is awesome. And before that they made controversial, but in general highly approved game and well received DMC Devil May Cry and some other stuff on DMC franchise. And they were making some stuff for Disney Infinity 3.0, and Heavenly Sword is another great game for PlayStation 3, where they have also a few titles of different kind. Considering recent Microsoft deals, it maybe will turn out great. And then, of course, on November 10th they announced the acquisition of inXile Entertainment and Obsidian Entertainment. And inXile are the developers behind 2004 edition of The Bard's Tale. They also made Heist and Choplifter and Wasteland 2 and Torment Tides of Numenera. So yeah, Wasteland 3 is in production, and it is to come in 2019, so hopefully it will be actually pretty good for them. And Obsidian, you know, from Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 and some other glorious games. In 2010 they did Fallout New Vegas and were screwed over by Bethesda over some scores on Metacritic, which is quite ridiculous, because they were basically put in the position where they had insufficient amount of time and a lot of things they had to do that they were demanded by Bethesda, and that turned out in quite a buggy game. And even with those bugs, it was better than any Fallout game that Bethesda themselves did, in opinions of not just me but various other folks as well, including high-profile reviewers and journalists. So yeah, that was quite nasty, but Fallout New Vegas, especially after patches and bug fixes, is probably the best Fallout game in recent history. Especially if you freaking will compare it to the latest installment, which is a shame and a disgrace. Also, IMO, in my opinion. I'm talking, of course, about Fallout 76, which is buggy, unbalanced, with questionable design decisions, and yeah, it's not running very well. So it has like a score on Metacritic below 50, I think. So how about cutting some bonuses for Bethesda's actual top management? That would be quite nice, and will bring at least some justice to it. Anyway, Obsidian is also known for South Park: The Stick of Truth, and various other games such as Neverwinter Nights 2 they did for BioWare, and I played it through a basic game. It was quite nice. These companies are quite nice, they did amazing games, some of them better than others, but hopefully it will turn out in the best way possible, and in a year or two we will see that those kinda announcements that they're making will turn out to the better. Ninja Theory's creative director Tamim Antoniadis said that they opted for the acquisition because they wanted to be free from AAA machine and make games focused on the experience, not around monetization, so hopefully he is right, and Ninja Theory and Obsidian and In Exile will be able to make better and greater games without having to squeeze every coin, every microtransaction, every lootbox from their players, because of course the fan base and the community along those studios, around those studios, are quite amazing, and if it will turn out good, then we will see more games, and especially of single player nature, because some AAA companies like EA want multiplayer experience, want your microtransactions and every single piece of it, including Ubisoft. Ubisoft is not the worst developer, but they still making some questionable decisions, like 5 or how many different versions and editions of the latest Assassin's Creed they made. And the most ultimate one is not even including the actual game. It's like a large trophy box with a bunch of stuff, which is kinda laughable, but while I'm still being quite skeptical, I feel like giving Microsoft a chance, and perhaps maybe one day we will play some of those games that are now in development, and yeah. That was my opinion. Feel free to share yours once again in the comment section, maybe make a video response. If you like the video, you know what to do. It always helps when you're sharing it on the social media. Thanks for watching, and see you later in another one.